Deep within the heart of Briarwood lies a secret older than time itself, a tale whispered by the wind and hidden beneath ancient roots. Welcome to the Secret of Lushwood Forest, a story of courage, mystery, and destiny. This is a journey into a world where legends come alive, and secrets demand to be uncovered. The Secret of Lushwood Forest. In a small, quiet town named Briarwood, nestled between towering mountains, lived a young woman named Elara. She was known for her curious nature and love for the woods that bordered her town, especially Lushwood Forest. The forest, with its towering trees and thick green canopy, was both beautiful and mysterious. Legends told of ancient secrets buried deep within, secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. Elara, however, was not one to shy away from a mystery. From a young age, she'd heard the stories, the whispers of a hidden artifact that could grant its holder immense power. But no one had ever ventured far enough into Lushwood to find anything, or so they thought. One crisp autumn morning, Elara stood at the edge of Lushwood, staring into its depths. She had made a decision. Today, she would uncover the truth. She packed a small satchel with supplies, some bread, water, a small knife for safety, and a journal to document her discoveries. The path ahead was unclear. No one who had entered the forest had returned the same, but Elara was determined. With one last look at the town, she stepped into the forest. The further she walked, the quieter it became. The usual chirping of birds and rustling of leaves was replaced by an eerie stillness. Yet, Elara pressed on. The trees grew thicker, their trunks twisted and gnarled as if they had a life of their own. She passed ancient stone ruins, their weathered walls covered in ivy, but the path ahead was her true focus. After hours of wandering, Elara stumbled upon a clearing bathed in golden sunlight. At the center stood an enormous stone arch, adorned with intricate carvings of animals and celestial symbols. The air around it seemed charged with an unexplainable energy, and Elara felt a shiver run down her spine. Drawn to the arch, she carefully examined the carvings. Among them, one symbol stood out, a crescent moon, cradling a star. Elara's heart skipped a beat. It was the same symbol that had appeared in her grandmother's old stories, the one associated with the artifact. She could hardly believe it, but there was no doubt in her mind. She had found the entrance. As she stepped closer, the ground beneath her feet trembled, and the archway seemed to shimmer, as if responding to her presence. Elara hesitated for a moment, unsure of what lay beyond, but her curiosity outweighed her fear. With a deep breath, she walked through the arch. What lay beyond the arch was not what she expected. Instead of a hidden temple or underground chamber, she found herself in a vast, glowing cavern. The walls of the cavern pulsed with soft light, and in the center, upon a pedestal of polished stone, was a large, ancient-looking chest. Elara approached cautiously, feeling a strange pull toward the chest, as if something deep within it was calling to her. As she reached the pedestal, the chest creaked open on its own, revealing a beautifully crafted object, a small, glowing stone, encased in a delicate silver setting. It shimmered with a light that seemed to come from within, like the stars themselves had been trapped inside. The moment Elara touched the stone, a rush of visions flooded her mind. She saw glimpses of the past, ancient civilizations, long-forgotten battles, and mysterious figures cloaked in shadow. But then, the visions shifted, showing her glimpses of the future. A future where Briarwood was in ruins, and the world was shrouded in darkness. Suddenly, the chest snapped shut, and the cavern went silent. Elara was left standing in the stillness, the stone in her hand glowing brightly. She felt a strange sense of power coursing through her veins, but with it came a deep responsibility. The stone, it seemed, held the key to the future of her world. But what did it all mean? And why had the forest allowed her to find it? Elara knew her journey was far from over. She needed answers. She turned to leave the cavern, but as she did, she noticed a figure standing in the shadows. A tall man, cloaked in a dark robe, stepped forward. His face was obscured, but his voice was calm and commanding. "You have found it," he said, his voice echoing through the cavern. "But the question now is, what will you do with it?" Elara's heart raced. "Who are you?" The man chuckled softly, and the shadows seemed to shift around him. "I am a keeper of the forest's secrets. You are not the first to seek the stone, but you may be the one to understand its true power." "Why me?" Elara asked, her voice trembling. Because you are not bound by fear, child. You have the courage to face what others cannot. The stone you hold is a beacon for those who seek power, but it is also a burden. Only those with wisdom can wield it without being consumed by its allure. Elara stared at the stone, feeling its weight in her hand. It was beautiful, yes, but she knew the danger it held. What do I need to do? The man stepped closer, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of sorrow and hope. You must return to Briarwood, protect the stone, and seek the truth of its origin. The balance of this world depends on it. With that, the figure turned and disappeared into the shadows, leaving Elara alone in the cavern. Elara made her way back through Lushwood, the weight of her new knowledge heavy on her mind. She had found the stone, but the true test was just beginning. The fate of her town, and perhaps the world, rested in her hands. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the trees, Elara felt a renewed sense of purpose. She wasn't just a curious young woman anymore. She was the keeper of a secret, a protector of something much bigger than herself. And she was ready for the challenges ahead. Thank you for joining Elara on her journey through the Secret of Lushwood Forest. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with fellow adventurers. Until next time, may your own paths lead you to wonders untold.